I don't know, there's this like weird thing or complex that maybe some people have. Once you get married, you're completely someone else's.
Country music has always been slow to change. For a long time, being open about who you loved could end your career, and this caused some female country stars to stay quiet to survive. But we are far from that era now, and female country stars are done keeping quiet and are now proud of who they love. Stay tuned as we dive into the world of lesbian country stars. Number 20, Wilma Burgess. Wilma Burgess was a country music singer in the 1960s who was widely regarded as the first openly lesbian artist in the genre. Born in June 1939 in Orlando, Florida, she moved to Nashville in 1960, where producer Owen Bradley signed her to Decca Records. By 1965, her hit Baby reached the top 10 on the Billboard country charts, followed by notable singles like Don't Touch Me, Misty Blue, and Tear Time. While fans at the time were not told about her sexuality, Burgess was open about being lesbian within Nashville circles and preferred to record love songs without gender-specific pronouns. She reportedly negotiated with Bradley to avoid songs like Ain't Got No Man, insisting on lyrics that would not reveal her truth to listeners. In the 1980s, after stepping back from recording, she opened and ran Track Nin, Nashville's first women-only bar, which became a space frequented by the lesbian community. Though her life and identity were mostly hidden from the public, those in the industry knew who she was, and she remained professionally honest. She kept singing and succeeded on her terms. Her presence quietly challenged the norms of country music long before it became acceptable to live openly as a queer person. Wilma Burgess passed away in August 2003, yet her influence lives on. She paved the way for later artists like Wright and Maren Morris, showing that resilience and authenticity could exist even in the Nashville mainstream. Number 19, k.d. lang. k.d. lang was one of the first country stars to come out as a lesbian. She was born in Canada and started singing country music in the 1980s. Her voice was strong and people noticed her right away. She dressed differently from other women in the country and did not try to fit into any stereotype. At first, she was accepted. She won awards, performed on big stages, and was seen as a fresh new voice in the industry. Then she came out. She said clearly that she was a lesbian, and everything changed. Many country stations stopped playing her music. Some fans turned away. The industry that once praised her kept its distance. She was pushed out of the spotlight in country music and found a new path in pop and adult contemporary. That world was more open and gave her the space to grow. Still, she never went back into hiding. She stayed true to herself and kept singing. Over time, people respected her for it. She became a symbol for others who felt like outsiders in the country world. k.d. lang did not follow the rules. She broke them by being honest. Her career might have been more challenging because of it, but she never backed down. Number 18, Brandi Carlile. Brandi Carlile has always been open about who she is. She came out as lesbian in the early 2000s, long before it became easier for women in country or Americana music to speak openly about their lives. At the time, she was still building her career and had no guarantee that the world would accept her. Still, she chose to be honest. It was not a publicity move, it was just the truth. In 2012, she married Katherine Shepard. Together, they have 2 daughters and live a quiet family life away from the spotlight. Brandi talks about them often, not for attention, but to show that a life like hers is possible. A life where love, music, and family can exist without shame. Her music never fit perfectly into mainstream country, but it always carried the heart of it. She sang about love, pain, faith, and identity in ways that made people feel something real. Over time, people stopped trying to label her. They just listened. She has won several Grammy Awards and shared the stage with legends. She helped form the Highwomen, a country supergroup built to give women more space in the genre. Number 17, Wright. Wright made history in 2010 when she became one of the prominent country music artists to come out as gay. For years, she had kept her truth hidden. She feared losing everything, her fans, record deal, and her place in Nashville. The fear was real. She had grown up in a small town in Kansas, where being a lesbian was rarely spoken about. In the world of country music, it was even more taboo. She reached a breaking point. The pressure of living a double life became too heavy. She shared everything in her memoir, Like Me, where she spoke about the deep depression she faced and how hiding her identity nearly cost her her life. Coming out was not a bold career move. It was a fight to survive. After she came out, the reaction was mixed. Some people supported her, others walked away. Radio stations stopped playing her songs. Her album sales dropped. Still, she stood by her decision. She began speaking at schools, churches, and conferences, using her story to help others feel less alone. Shelley Wright paid a price for being honest, but also opened a door. She made it easier for others to follow her steps. Her courage helped change the conversation in country music, even if it came at a cost. Number 16, Amythyst Kiah. Amythyst Kiah stands out in the country music world. She is a Black queer woman who brings something deep and soulful to every song she sings. Her music blends old time, blues, country, and folk, but her voice and story truly set her apart. She grew up in Tennessee and started playing guitar as a teenager. Music became a way for her to deal with pain, loss, and identity. She has been open about her struggles. As a child, her mother took her own life, and that pain followed her into adulthood. She also faced depression and isolation, especially as a queer woman in the South. For years, she felt like she did not belong anywhere. Everything changed when she finally started to share her whole self in her music. Her solo album, Very Strange, told her story. The songs were raw and full of emotion. One track, Black Myself, became an anthem of power and truth. It earned her Grammy nominations and praise across genres. Amythyst did not try to fit the image of a typical country artist. She told her truth and let the music speak. Amythyst Kiah is part of a new voice in country music and a source of inspiration for Black queer women looking for a space in country music. Number 15, Brooke Eden. Brooke Eden came out as a lesbian in 2021 after years of staying silent about her personal life. For a long time, she felt she had to keep her relationship hidden to protect her career. She had been with her wife, Hillary Hoover, a radio promoter for years, but few people knew. Country music was still a space where being openly queer could cost you everything. When she finally came out, she did it on her terms. She released the song Got No Choice, and Hillary appeared in the music video. It was not just a love song, it was their love story. Soon after, Brooke announced their engagement and married in 2022. Coming out was not just a personal step for Brooke. It was a message to others in country music, fans and artists alike. She had spent years hiding who she loved. Now she was choosing joy, truth, and freedom. Brooke Eden is not trying to be anyone else. She sings about real love and now gets to live it openly. Her presence matters. She shows that country music can grow and lesbian artists have a place. It took time, but Brooke chose to stop hiding, which changed everything. Number 14, Hayley Kiyoko. Hayley Kiyoko is best known for her pop songs, but her music has also touched country and folk sounds. She grew up in California and started performing at a young age. As her career grew, she became one of the few artists in mainstream music to sing openly about same-sex love. She came out as a lesbian early in her career and made it clear that she would not hide who she was. Her music videos often show real queer love stories, something that was rarely seen when she started. Fans call her Lesbian Jesus, not just as a joke, but because her honesty has helped so many people feel seen. She never shied away from who she was. Even when the music industry pushed back, she kept going. Though not a traditional country star, Hayley has explored different sounds. In some songs, you can hear the influence of acoustic Southern storytelling. She has spoken about wanting to blend genres and stay true to herself, no matter the rules. Hayley Kiyoko made space for queer stories in pop, and her reach goes beyond that. She is an example of what happens when an artist stands up for what they believe in. She lives openly, sings honestly, and helps others do the same. Number 13, Lily Rose. Lily Rose is a rising name in the country music, and one of the few artists in the genre who openly identify as queer. She broke through with her debut single Villain in 2020, and it quickly gained attention on social media before climbing the country charts. Her sound blends country with a modern pop edge, but what stands out is her honesty about who she is. From the beginning, Lily made it clear she would not hide. She has spoken openly about being lesbian and how important it is for her to be fully herself, both on and off stage. In interviews, she talks about the support she has received from her fans and how much it means to see country music slowly becoming more inclusive. Lily does not try to fit into the old rules of Nashville. She writes songs about genuine relationships, real heartbreak, and real love, sometimes about women. She does not water it down. She just tells the truth. She represents a new kind of country artist who is unafraid to live openly and speak clearly. Lily Rose is still early in her career, but by being honest, she is helping change what country music looks like, sounds like, and welcomes. Number 12, Maren Morris. Maren Morris came out as bisexual in June 2024. She did it in her way, without fanfare or a long announcement. While on tour in Phoenix, she posted a photo of herself holding a pride flag and wrote, "Happy to be the B in LGBTQ+, happy Pride." It was simple. She later said it did not feel like a big coming out moment. It just felt like time. The song that helped her speak up was Push Me Over, which she wrote with the band Muna. The group is openly queer, and the process of writing that song gave her the courage to say what she had kept inside for years. She had known she was bisexual for a long time. Pride Month gave her the final push to live it out loud. Maren also shared that dating women feels different to her. She said conversations go deeper and faster. She finds it harder to tell the line between romance and friendship. Her album Dreamsicle, released in May 2025, reflects this new part of her life. It talks about heartbreak, growth, and learning to love again. Maren Morris has always stood up for the LGBTQ community. In 2023, she was recognized for her activism and was given Gilead's Excellence in Media Award. Number 11, Brandy Clark. Brandy Clark is one of the most respected singer-songwriters in country music today, and she is also openly gay. She did not realize she was gay until she was in her early 20s. Growing up in a small town in Washington state, she knew she was different. It took her a while to understand what that meant. When she finally accepted it, she did so quietly, unsure how it would be received in the country music world. She started her career writing songs for others. She co-wrote Casey Musgrave's Follow Your Arrow, a song that casually included same-sex love in a way country music had rarely done before. The line, "Kiss lots of boys," or "kiss lots of girls if that's something you're into," was simple, but it mattered. Brandy later said they had no idea at the time how big that moment would be for so many people. She said she was proud that the LGBTQIA community felt seen in that song. Brandy released her music starting in 2013 and built a career based on honesty, strong lyrics, rich storytelling, and her sexuality. Number 10, Katie Pruitt. Katie Pruitt is a queer Americana and country singer who tells the truth through her music. She grew up in Atlanta, raised in a Catholic family, and knew early on that she was different. As she got older, she struggled with her faith, her identity, and how to live as a lesbian in a world that told her she was wrong. Music became her way to sort through all of it. Her debut album, Expectations, is bold, emotional, and deeply personal. Songs like Loving Her, Normal, and Georgia speak directly about being gay in the South, about coming out, and about the pain of not being accepted. She does not sugarcoat it. She sings about real confusion, real heartbreak, and real hope. Katie has said that It's Always Been You is a love song for her girlfriend. For the first time, she is in a relationship that feels healthy, safe, and true. That shows in her voice. You can hear both the hurt and the healing in her songs. Katie Pruitt is no more in the closet now that she talks about her sexuality, her mental health, and her past with honesty. In doing so, she gives space to others who have felt the same way. She is part of a new generation of artists bringing queer stories to the heart of country and Americana music. Number 9, Mya Byrne. Mya Byrne is a country and Americana singer who is openly transgender and lesbian. She was assigned male at birth, but later came out as a transgender woman. That means she transitioned from male to female. She has been open about her journey and started living as her true self around the year 2014. Since then, she has used her music to speak honestly about her life, identity, and the struggles of being a queer person in America. Her songs talk about being trans, falling in love with women, dealing with discrimination, and fighting back through music. Mya does not try to hide anything. She tells the truth in her lyrics. She teamed up with another queer country artist, Paisley Fields, on a protest song called Burn This State House Down, which directly challenges laws that harm trans people. Country music has not always welcomed people like her, but Mya is not trying to fit in. She is just being herself. Her voice, her guitar, and her message are clear. She is a woman who used to be a man. She is a lesbian who sings country music and is proud of all of it. Number 8, Emily Saliers. Emily Saliers is best known as one half of the Indigo Girls, the folk rock duo she formed with Amy Ray in 1985. Though their music is often labeled folk, it has long reached into the country, especially in sound, themes, and the communities it touches. Emily's voice, songwriting, and guitar playing helped shape the group's deeply emotional and honest style. She has always lived her truth quietly but firmly. Emily is openly lesbian and has never felt the need to hide who she was, even at a time when it might have made her career harder. In the year 2013, she married her longtime girlfriend, Tristan Chipman. Tristan had worked closely with the Indigo Girls as a tour manager, and their relationship had been steady and private for many years. The two were married at New York City Hall in a simple, loving ceremony. Emily Saliers has never sought the spotlight in her personal life, but she has stood firmly for what she believes. Her lyrics speak about justice, spirituality, loss, and identity. Alongside Amy Ray, she helped create a safe space for queer artists and fans long before the industry was ready to embrace them. Emily's presence in both music and advocacy is quiet but firm. She sings with truth. She lives with heart. Number 7, Amy Ray. Amy Ray is the other half of the Indigo Girls, a duo she formed with Emily Saliers in 1985. Their music has always blended folk and country with powerful lyrics and honesty. Amy's voice has grit and power, and her songwriting often dives deep into identity, politics, and love. She is known not only for her music, but also for her activism and for standing up for what she believes in. Amy is a proud lesbian and has never hidden who she is. Since the year 2001, she has been in a steady relationship with Carrie Schrader, a filmmaker from Seattle. The two have built a quiet life together in the foothills of the North Georgia mountains. They raised their daughter, Ozeline Graydon, in that peaceful space, with love and intention. Amy uses she and her pronouns and lives openly and simply. Her solo music often leans more toward country and southern roots, blending stories of working-class struggles, rural life, and queer identity. She does not separate her music from her values. Amy's life has always been about showing up for others through benefit concerts, protest songs, or honest storytelling. Number 6, Harper Grae. Harper Grae is a lesbian country singer from Alabama. She was born Shanna Henderson and grew up in a small town called Reeltown, where her grandparents raised her. Later, she changed her name to Harper Grae. The name Grae stands for God Redeems All Equally. She first became known when she appeared on a reality show called The Glee Project. After that, she moved to Nashville and started writing and recording country music. She says country music helped her tell the truth about her life. Harper came out as a lesbian in her 20s. She says she never hid who she was, but did not make a big announcement. She dated women openly and did not pretend to be straight. Her songs talk about her life, her Southern background, and what it feels like to be different in a place where most people expect you to act a certain way. In 2022, she released an EP called Confessions of a Good Southern Lady. It included songs about growing up religious and coming out. In 2021, she became the first openly lesbian artist named in CMT's Next Women of Country. Harper is married to Dawn Point, and they have a child together. Number 5, Mary Gauthier. Mary Gauthier is a lesbian singer and songwriter known for her powerful songs in alt country and folk music. She was born in New Orleans in the year 1962. Her childhood was rough because she was adopted, and by the time she was a teenager, she had already run away from home and struggled with addiction. She later went to rehab and turned her life around. Mary came out as a lesbian later in life. She said it took her a long time to feel entirely comfortable with who she was. Once she did, her music became even more honest and raw. She writes songs that tell the truth about pain, love, survival, and identity. Her voice is rough and real, and her lyrics speak straight from the heart. Her album Rifles and Rosary Beads, released in 2018, was made with American war veterans. The songs tell their stories with deep care and honesty. That album was nominated for a Grammy. She has been praised for using music to help others heal. Mary is proud of being a lesbian and does not hide her identity. She said writing and singing her truth helps others feel less alone. She continues to tour and make music, showing that it is never too late to be yourself. Number 4, Maia Sharp. Maia Sharp is a singer and songwriter whose music mixes country, folk, and rock. She grew up in California and is the daughter of songwriter Maia Sharp. Mya came out as a lesbian in her early 20s and has always been open about it. Her openness helped set her apart in a music industry where many people stayed silent about their identity, especially in country and Americana music. She has written songs for artists like Bonnie Raitt, Trisha Yearwood, Cher, and the Dixie Chicks. Mya's lyrics are personal and honest. She writes about real things like heartbreak, quiet moments, and relationships that do not work out. She has a calm voice and a simple, emotional way of telling stories through her music. Even though she is often called an Americana or folk artist, Mya's music has country roots. She plays several instruments, including guitar, saxophone, and piano. She is not flashy or loud about her career. Instead, she has built a solid path through hard work and strong songwriting. Maia Sharp lives openly as a lesbian and continues to release her albums while helping others with their music. Her presence in the industry makes space for other LGBTQ artists. She is known for being honest, skilled, and trustworthy in who she is. Number 3, H.C. McEntire. H.C. McEntire is a lesbian country artist from North Carolina. She used to be the lead singer of a band called Mount Moriah, but now she makes her music. She grew up in a religious southern town where being lesbian was not accepted. Her songs talk about that experience, what it felt like to love women in secret, the pain of hiding, and the strength it took to be honest. She sings about church, small towns, and falling in love with women. Her music sounds like old country mixed with gospel and folk. It is raw and emotional. She does not try to sound perfect. Some lyrics talk about heartbreak and shame. Others are about healing and feeling proud of who she is. H.C. McEntire still lives in the South. She talks about being queer and Christian, even though those things do not always go together in people's minds. She does not try to please the mainstream. She sings for people just like her, queer people in the South who are tired of hiding. Number 2, Joy Oladokun. Joy Oladokun is a queer black singer and songwriter who blends country, folk, and soul in her music. She grew up in Arizona in a profoundly religious Nigerian family, and coming out as queer was not easy for her. Her songs talk about faith, identity, pain, and healing. She uses her voice to speak openly about being a queer woman, especially in spaces that often leave people like her out. Her music is soft, but powerful. She writes about what it means to grow up feeling different. She writes about hope, fear, love, and faith. Songs like Sunday and I See America show what it feels like to search for belonging when the world around you does not understand who you are. She sings about being a queer black woman in both country and church spaces, which are not always welcoming. Joy has opened for big names like John Mayer and worked with artists like Chris Stapleton. Joy Oladokun is not only making music, she is a safe space for people like herself. Number 1, Shelby Lynne. Shelby Lynne is an American singer and songwriter who mixes country, blues, and soul. She started her career in the late 1980s and slowly gained attention for her deep voice and emotional songs. In 2001, she won a Grammy Award for Best New Artist, even though she had already released several albums by then. Her album, I Am Shelby Lynne, was praised for its honesty and strong sound. Shelby has always written about pain, love, loneliness, and strength. These themes became even more powerful when she later came out as a lesbian. She did not make a big public statement or use it for attention. She shared her truth in interviews and allowed it to be part of her story. This honesty added new meaning to many of her older songs. Fans of the LGBTQ community often say her music helped them feel understood. Shelby is a private person who avoids the spotlight. She does not often appear in the media or chase fame. She prefers to stay focused on her music and live her life quietly. Her bravery in being open about who she is without turning it into a headline has made her a quiet role model in country music. Country music has long been known for its deep roots and tradition, but these artists quietly and powerfully reshape what tradition can mean. From legends like K.D. Lang and Wilma Burgess to rising voices like Joy Oladokun and Lily Rose, each woman has brought her authentic self to a genre that hasn't always made room for her. Their presence is not about fitting in. It is about living truthfully and refusing to hide. Whether singing about heartbreak, family, faith, or identity, these artists tell authentic stories that matter. They are writing songs that help others feel less alone. Some came out early, others later in life, and some still face pushback, yet they continue. Their courage has created space for more honesty in country music. It shows that queerness and country life are not opposites, and that Southern voices can be strong, gentle, and queer all at once. These women are not just part of country music. They are shaping its future by rewriting the narrative, and it is starting to sound more like real life. What do you think about these women's bravery? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe for more inspiring content like this. Before you go, watch the other videos on your screen. Thanks for watching.